In today's video, I talk about how you can use Klarna to grow your business. Cue the intro. Hi folks, welcome to the video. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Andrew. I'm a part-time eBay and Amazon reseller and a mental health advocate. Being a reseller simply means I buy things from a variety of different sources and sell them online on eBay and Amazon for a profit. And today I thought I would talk about one of the ways I source stock and how I fund that, using a purchase system that many of you may have heard but may not have thought about using in this context, which is Klarna. Klarna being a Swedish company who provide sort of interest-free credit effectively to people looking to make online purchases. And before I go any further, I just want to make a couple of disclaimers. I am not qualified to give any financial advice, so therefore any advice that I share is just purely my own sort of personal comment and views, and is not to be taken in any way as financial advice. And secondly, I just want to confirm this video is not sponsored. I'm not receiving any kind of affiliate income or anything like that from Klarna. I'm simply discussing this because this was a subject that came up on Drinking with Andrew last week, which, by the way, if you haven't watched, do feel free to come and join us on almost every Friday evening, where we have a few drinks and discuss reselling. But anyway, let's get back to the subject. So yeah, Klarna, I'm sure you've heard about it. It's very much, I think, the sort of system that replaced payday loans, which used to be quite popular, where people used to borrow money to make purchases and then pay it back on their payday. With those payday loans, there used to be exorbitant rates of interest charged quite often, certainly in my experience anyway, and a lot of those payday loan companies have now been sort of regulated out of existence by government. What we have instead now is sort of buy now, pay later schemes run by companies such as Klarna. I believe PayPal also offer an equivalent as well, where they will actually loan you the money to make a purchase, interest free, as long as you make the meet their payment terms, and you can use that to buy products. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to a popular online wholesaler that actually uses Klarna and just show you a bit more details about it. So we're going to switch to Future Andrew now, who will show you the details. Hi, Future Andrew here. So I've picked Boom Wholesale to show as an example of Klarna in action. I'll talk a bit around the various different options that they have. I'm not affiliated with Boom Wholesale. I've just picked them because I know they're quite popular with other resellers, and a lot of people use them. So just a good example to pick. So if you go onto the Boom Wholesale website, the first thing you will see, if you're eagle-eyed, is right at the top here, you've got a Shop Now, Play with Klarna option. So just click on Learn More so we can see a bit more about that. So Klarna offers 3 different payment options that have come up here. Now I think of Klarna as being a bit like the old payday loan companies who, used to lend people money to tide them over until payday. And the problem with those payday loan companies was they used to charge you a massive amount of interest. And they eventually got regulated out of existence by government as a result, because they're effectively almost acting as online loan sharks. Good thing with Klarna is, as long as you meet their terms, pay them when they specify, it is interest free. If you miss payments or extend payments with them, then there are fees to pay. But effectively on these interest free ones, the Klarna make their money because the actual supplier, the person who's selling you the product, in this case Boom Wholesale, are paying some money in terms of payment processing fees to Klarna, and that's where they make their money from, rather than on charging massive amounts of interest to people. So anyway, if you click on here, you can see there's 3 different payment options. There's the pay now, which means you just pay in full with your card. So if you've ordered £150 worth of stock, you pay £150 in full. There's also a pay later in 30 days option, which means you would pay nothing today, but in 30 days time you would pay £150. That is an option that might be worth considering. We'll discuss that shortly. And then there's the pay in free option, where if your order is £150, you'll pay £50 today for it, you'll pay £50 in 30 days, and then another 50 days later you'll pay the final £50 that you owe. That is the option I most commonly use. But let's just talk about why you might want to use these 2 options. And again, this is not financial advice, but simply sharing one of the ways that I bring stock into my business, help fund the growth of it. So say you're in a position at the minute where Boom are offering a fantastic deal. Say they're offering 50% off all stock. If you sign up to the newsletter, you do occasionally get some good offers coming through. You've seen that sort of bale of stock that you want to order, and it's £150, and you've only got £100 in your bank account to fund stock purchases at the minute. What you can therefore do is decide to use the pay and free option. Say you've got £100 in your bank account, so you give £50 today to Klarna. Klarna actually will pay the full £150 to Boom for you. You'll give Klarna £50 and have your stock arrive, hopefully within a week or 2, and you will list that stock as soon as you've prepped it, so pretty much within a day or so of arrival, and hopefully you'll start selling it within a few days. So let's say it takes you a week to get the stock, week to get it listed, and let's say within 3 weeks you've got your first few sales coming in and your money coming back in. Now hopefully you'll have already recovered therefore £50 at least from it, so you'll be able to pay your next payment when it hits in 30 days. You carry on selling more stock through, then the following 30 days you pay off the other £50, and you've probably still got some stock left and probably got some additional money coming in as well. So you've effectively used that money as an interest-free investment into your business to buy some stock and start selling it. You could also do the same with the pay later in 30 days, where you actually pay nothing today, you get the stock in, you start selling it, and you may be really lucky and get that full £150 back within that 30-day period, and then you just pay all that money to Klarna off in one go, but you've effectively had an interest-free investment of £150 into your business for 30 days. I prefer the pay in free because it just gives that slight longer period to see the return on your initial investment. But yeah, effectively it is an interest-free loan for your business. It is credit checked against you personally, so it's a soft credit check, so it shouldn't affect your credit score, but obviously you have a decent credit score to be able to get the money out. And I wouldn't recommend taking out too many through Klarna. For one thing, they'll just say you already owe us too much money and start declining stuff, which is no fun. The other thing, of course, is you actually want to make sure you have the means to pay it off, because while Klarna are willing to give you extensions and such like, you could end up having to pay them some money for that. Not massive amounts, but it's still additional money that's coming in. So I have a full-time job, so if I ever got to a stage where I couldn't pay Klarna, I would simply direct a loan myself some money for my wages into the business and use that to pay it off. But to be honest, I've always found when I've ordered stock using the pay and free, I've listed it and I've sold it, and I've actually ended up paying off the Klarna money ahead of time because the stock has sold so quickly. And then as soon as that money is paid off to Klarna, of course I can then go off and buy some more stock using this. So effectively every 90 days I'm getting an interest-free investment into the business, usually less, and I'm getting more stock to grow and expand the business as a result. I would recommend reading these terms and conditions on here just to make sure you're fully aware of what you're getting into. As I say, I'm not a financial advisor, so you do need to make your own purchase decisions on this. But if you decided you wanted to use Klarna, it is really easy. So if we just switch to the Boom website, if we click on shop, and we look at products, so we want to use these 15 kilogram high street sacks, and we click on it here. You can see here that it's showing us £100. One thing to note with Boom, and indeed a lot of wholesalers, is that the prices they quote don't include VAT and shipping. So I think this would actually be about £142, including VAT and shipping. But if you visit the Just Old Things YouTube channel, I believe he has a 15% off discount code in his YouTube video descriptions for Boom, so you can usually reduce the cost of that. But yeah, I just wanted you to know where it says all free interest-free payments of £33.33 with Klarna. That isn't necessarily the case. The free interest-free payments will be slightly higher because you've got to add in shipping and VAT. And in fact, I might be able to show you that if I click on Add to Cart. And I just go to View My Cart. Yeah, it says shipping calculated at checkout. So if I just click on Checkout, there is the enter a promo code option there as well. I'm not doing that myself at the minute. But yeah, without any promo codes, you can see there the total is £142 because there's £20 delivery and £22 VAT to be added on. One thing I've noticed with Boom is they do pallet delivery, so which I think is about £115. So if you wanted to order, say, 10 sacks, which would ordinarily be £200, Boom will do it via pallet for £115. So you can reduce costs like that, and of course, you know, subject to passing Klarna's credit checks, you may be able to use Klarna to do that. I won't go through to the checkout process because I don't want to place an order, and also I don't want to show my personal details. But if you continued here, went down to the payment section, Klarna would come up there as an option. If you don't have a Klarna account, I believe you can register with Klarna. It takes very little time, a minute or so to do. And then you can select the payment option you want. As I say, I personally prefer the pay and free option. I'll pay a little bit up front. If I had 100, I usually do have the full amount ready to go. But if I'm just paying a third up front, I will keep that, say, it's 142 quid, but I'll just call it 150 for easy maths. I would just pay the 50 quid today. I would keep the £100 back because there may be other sourcing opportunities that come along that I can use that £100 for to further grow my business. So yeah, it's a really good way of getting interest-free investment into your business to help you grow and scale, but really important to make sure you do have the means to cover that. And if you're getting close to a payment deadline with Klarna and you haven't quite got the funds, then obviously don't buy any stock and rely on your sales, therefore, to pay it off. Or if, like me, you can just direct loan the money to you, then great. Got to be honest though, every time I've done this, I've always actually paid off the money much earlier, usually within, usually before the second payment comes out, because the stock I bought has sold through quickly to pay it off. You just have to be really disciplined in making sure that any money that comes in from those stock sales is put aside, ready to go to pay off Klarna, and you don't necessarily use it for anything else until that Klarna is paid off in full. If you manage to pay off the Klarna in full early, great stuff, because you can then go and get some more stock and continue growing and expanding your business in terms of the amount of stock that's available. But I would use it with a wholesaler you trust as well to give you quality goods, because while Klarna does help with refunds, etc., and will have you back on it, it's still a bit of a pain if you get stuff coming that's not of suitable quality and you have to go through and get stuff returned, etc. But yeah, they are really good at having you back in terms of getting returns and refunds sorted. So another good benefit to using Klarna. Anyway, we will switch to future Andrew, just to conclude the video. Okay, Thank you, future Andrew, for the hand over there. Oh, you see my double chin. Fantastic. Anyway, so yeah, that's how I use Klarna to place orders and to get additional stock to fund the sort of growth of my business. Um, it's not just wholesale you can use it for. There's many other, hundreds, thousands of other websites that you can use Klarna on. So I do use it quite regularly for online arbitrage purchases, and with those, quite often I go through cashback sites as well, such as Top Cashback, which I will put my affiliate link in below. So if you're not signed up for Top Cashback, we can both get a fiver, I believe, at the minute. And if you make purchases through it, and it's great because you get, like, literally, if you're buying stuff online, you can get like anything from 2% to 10% cash back on those purchases, and it's just free money effectively, which everyone loves. But anyway, back to the subject. So yeah, Klarna has been really good for helping bring stock in for me. Do have to be quite disciplined though in terms of making sure that you pay it off, and you don't reinvest the money from your purchases you made using Klarna into something else until you have paid off that Klarna. I'm really at pains to say do that, because otherwise you potentially taking some quite big risks. So yeah, do use it with reputable suppliers who are going to deliver you good quality stock. If you're doing online arbitrage, it's great if you know the stuff flips quickly for a decent profit, because you're usually finding that you're paying off the stuff within the Klarna within a couple of weeks. But yeah, just for a slightly different way for people to think about for funding their business. Obviously, it only works for online purchases. Although I believe Klarna are doing things like bringing out Klarna cards, etc., which you can use as well. But that's a whole level of stuff that I haven't even explored or looked at yet. Anyway, if you found it useful, this video, and you've made it this far into it, then just comment below with the word painting, as I like to see a random comment below, just to encourage me to continue making content, because it shows that people are actually watching it. So comment painting below, and please do hit the thumbs up button on your way out, because that really does help the channel to grow and I can produce more content like this. And if you're not subscribed, I'd be really grateful if you did hit that subscribe button as well, and tap the bell to be notified when I put new content live. Thanks very much for watching, folks. See you on the next video. Bye for now.